Hello again and welcome back, ghouls and goblins. Thank you so much for taking the time to support the channel. We have a new standard best of one deck for you today within the ranked ladder. We're playing with Izzet Tempo. That's the color combination of blue and red, seeking to go very quickly while interrupting any of our opponent's playlines. In today's video, we'll break down the deck list, talk about the strategies, the synergies, demonstrate this within our ranked gameplay, finally wrapping up with our deck review and pack opening. So make sure to like the video, comment, and subscribe to the channel. It really does help support. Thank you so much. Let's take a look at the deck. Okily dokily, the Electric Boogaloo 2 is the name of the game. We have a 2.6 average mana value in standard, best of one, 21 creatures, 15 non-creatures, and those 24 lands that we've grown to love for the consistency. Boosting up from that with some ramp and some module lands, we have the Glasspool Mimic here, entering if we need as the Glasspool Shore in tapped as a land. Now this is going to make our mana base very, very friendly. We can also ramp with some treasure generation via the 2/2 Goblin created by the Fable of the Mirror Breaker. Whenever it attacks, you get to create a treasure, which is pretty nice, right? And then within the deck, we have the ability to copy creatures. If we so choose, we can copy that goblin to ramp out even further. But that's not really our main priority unless we're stuck on lands and it's, the only option that we have at the moment. Of course, our main priority within the deck is coppering the Thundering Raiju. This is a 4 mana 3/3 with haste. Whenever Thundering Raiju attacks, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature you control. Then Thundering Raiju will deal X damage to each opponent, where X is the number of modified creatures other than itself. This is really nice as it is a non-legendary and you can stack copies of it. And that's exactly what we aim to do within the deck. Kiki Jiki, the Reflection of, is a 2/2. We can pay 1, tapping it, creating a copy of another target non-legendary creature that we control, except it has haste and we will sacrifice it at the beginning of the next end step. We have Glasspool Mimic. You may have Glasspool Mimic enter the battlefield as a copy of a creature you control, except it is a Shapeshifter Rogue in addition to its other types. We have Undercover Operative for 4, a 0/0, and it will enter the battlefield as a copy of another creature on the battlefield, except it enters with a shield counter if we control that creature. And finally, Jaxis the Troublemaker for 4 mana, which is a 2/3. We can pay 1, tap it, discard a card, create a token that's a copy of another target creature you control. It gains haste. When this creature dies, draw a card, sacrifice it at the beginning of the next end step, activate at sorcery speed, blitz for 2 as well, which means it can come in with haste and self-sack. You can utilize the blitz in conjunction with the ability itself, which is quite interesting for 3 a tap and a discard. And again, whether it's the Glasspool Mimic, Kiki Jiki, the Operative, or the Troublemaker, we are creating as many copies of the Thundering Raiju as possible, aka the Cajun Chicken. Building around that, we have the, Ledger Shredder here, another fantastic creature to copy if we don't have access to Raiju yet. A 1/3 with flying. Whenever a player casts their second spell each turn, the Shredder will connive. So there's a really cool tech here between the Shredder and the Operative. The Operative can potentially copy the Shredder, and since it's a creature we control, it gets a shield counter on it. That is going to entail typically a dual cast to remove it if it's damage-based or destroy-based, right? And then that's going to push it up through the Connive, which is fantastic. The Connive makes it stronger, so potentially dodging damage, and allows us to find some interaction of our own to protect it from that second spell, such as March of the Swirling Wind or Slip Out the Back, right? Put a +1/+1 counter on target creature. It phases out for 1 at instant speed. Also, at instant speed for 1+X, as an additional cost to cast this spell, you may exile any number of blue cards from your hand. This spell will cost 2 less to cast for each card exiled this way. Up to X target creatures phase out. So, this is going to help us protect our own creatures against any interaction or removal, but it also can open up our attack lanes. So the versatility here, both offensively and defensively, is very high and very, very groovy. Kumano, 1 damage creatures, opponent and planeswalkers when it enters. Then when we cast our next creature, it gets a +1/+1 counter on it. And then finally, exile transform into a 2/2 with haste. And whenever something would die by a source we control, it will go to exile instead, which is very, very helpful. Another creature, the Spectral Adversary. This is actually pretty cool to copy because it's an ETB effect, so we can continue to phase out our opponent's creatures at will. And potentially, if we get Kiki Jiki with a Spectral out, we've won ourselves the game, baby. Let's go. And you may pay 2 any number of times when it enters battlefield. When we do this, it will receive +1/+1 counters on it. And then we can phase out that many, non-land permanents, right? So artifacts, creatures, and or enchantments, which is really cool. Getting rid of those, and that will, either protect our creatures again from any removal, or we can again open up our opponent's attack lanes by phasing out their defenders, which is really, really cool. Kiki Jiki on phase 2 can discard and draw up to 2, which is really nice. So, helping us sift through our deck. Kami's Flare dealing 3 damage. If we have a modified creature, it'll also deal 2 damage to the controller of that creature, which is fairly decent. And then, Hall of the Storm Giants, Den of the Bugbear as our creature lands. Defiance also acting as a creature lands with Soaring City, opening up attack lanes and protecting our own creatures, which, by now you've been able to figure out is the main synergy of the deck. That is the build. I hope you enjoyed. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. After today's gameplay footage, we're going to tear into this pack, so don't go anywhere. Enjoy. Going first. A little lackluster, but I think we'll get there. Are you there? Hello, hello. All we need you to do is play a card. On a white, Boros. Most likely Boros. Big surprise. This will just get destroyed. Upriser Renegade? What's that do? That's interesting. Play Shatter first in case we do have to slip out the back. Swing for 2. Wow, this is like a speed round. We're playing very quickly here. We want to keep these Rages. It's the best card in our deck, so. Sunrise Cavalier, original. Stop 3. Do you think they have life gain? Big hit down to 9. They might have life gain. We're getting hit for 6, confirmed. Could be as high as 10, 11. 9. They take our Spectral, though. That kind of sucks. Do they? They're going for it. Wow. It is audacious. That's a good card, too. Good game, Boros. See you next time. This is a mulligan. Well, maybe not. I'll be greedy. We can mimic Dan, and we have a 3rd land too, so that's interesting. Mimic Den, Shredder, Coast, Interaction, hopefully 4-drop. It's 3-drop. Walrus Disruption, Counterspell, Interaction. Doesn't look like it. That's interesting. Cheeky cheeky with a Jeskai deck. And play Kumano. That should modify us before the resolve. We get the 4th land. I'm going to toss a March here, sadly. We deal 2 damage to them. We deal an additional 2 damage to them, down to 15. They toss 2 Selindi Visions. I actually like that card. I think it was underplayed. Another Kiki. Seems fair. Bring Raju. Hit for 1. And we're potentially hitting for an additional 7. Down to 7. We should probably just hold up this adversary for protection. If we can survive here, we might die. Discard a land and a expression. They play Hinata. They attack for the treasure. Uh-oh. We are in trouble. Do they have interaction? They need a bounce spell. We're good. So far, they could still bone us here. They have interaction. We're screwed. No! 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 It's a March? No way. Cool, dude. Cool, dude. That hurt. We're dead. They win the game. Without doubt. They're gonna just do it again. Wow. Really cool, dude. Real cool, dude. They just have more interaction. Whatever. Haha. Cool deck, dude. I guess we just die to the response as well, right? What if we had a shock? They had another counterspell? Oh, we actually can't cast this because it costs 2. Hinata, you're so funny. And then the Angel Fire Ignition. That's a cool deck, dude. Going first, nice hand. I just will save this as a red source, maybe. Probably keep the Mimic. Ouch. It's not great, but whatever. Instant removal. Ouch. Fan of that. We should be able to phase ourselves out. We could have not kicked it and protected it, but I don't think they have removal. Don't you? Down to 13. We're at 17. Kiki Jiki might win them the game, though. Discard an Ob Nixilis. Yikes. They have 3 cards in hand. Raven Feeblement on the Spectral. Just take it. That sushi is good. 4, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Not quite enough, but we're close. And let's see what they're going to do here. 2 life. It kind of puts them in a position where they might not want to attack. We have the Den of the Bugbear at the ready. Make the treasure. Got lots of blockers. Lots of available mana. What's going on here? Interesting. There's an exile here, so that's fine. They don't get anything from it. I think we're dead. They think we're dead. They had lethal and missed it. Looks like they'll have lethal here as well. Aim for 5, 6 damage. We don't want to kill this. Oh, it's exiled though. So that's fine. I think we have lethal, don't we? Oops, indeed. And then I thought they had us still through overwhelming us, which was close. Goodness gracious, what a what a match. Going first, a little slow, but oh well, we'll get there. Interesting. Some snowlands, huh? Let's go, Shredder. Let's go. But this is a red source. Nice. This is really cool because it's going to second cast on our Shredder, which activates the flare. Oh. I'd rather kill their creature and connive. Get rid of the land. Let's hit for 1. Fable is a go. Hopefully we can operative Kiki. Maybe just counterspell here. Gross. Except for 1. It's not big, but something. At least it's something, Mac. Another Spirit Rider. We are running out of cards here. If they have more counter magic, I'm going to cry. How? Good for you. 3 counter spells in a row. Hit for 2, I guess. Obviously, they're just going to hold up counter magic, push into the spirit if they don't need it. Let's try this again. Don't you? Another essence capture? Of course. Bro. How are you so good at this game? They're obviously eating their vitamins, practicing, exercising. This nerd probably even reads. Really effective playline for three lands. This is a well-balanced deck. We're hit for 3 down to 15. They're actually beating us now. Good for them. Oh, I don't think there's much thinking to do here for you, my friend. I think you've got her handled. I think you got her handled there, bud. Aha. Yes, yes, you do. Bighit.com. Bighit.ca /ouchie. I guess. They can't interact with it because of the ward. Don't you? It has ward 3 and you have 3 land. So, good luck. Creature with flash would be our worst option here. Or maybe they can instant speed, give flying, untap it. That would be bad. Oh, they're just going to dump in. I mean, 6/6 is fine, but you cannot attack with it because we have that hull still. Unless you have a land and a 1-mana interaction. And of course, we can slip out their creature if they want to defend with it too, right? So they have to play a land, or it's game. Or a blocker. It could be a creature to block too, right? And that puts us in a situation where now we need to draw the land. Interesting. Here's a blocker. Now they'll also need counter magic. Just trying to dodge any interaction. I mean, they've got a really good deck here. Like, I don't know how they've not drawn lands. We'll hold off, slip out the back our own creature, and then hopefully hit for lethal. They'd most likely have interaction here as well, right? It's bad. It's insane that they're still on 3 lands and doing so well. So they get their 4th land, which isn't good news. Don't you? Did we get it? What's going on here, dude? Most likely they still have interaction. Really good match from our opponent here. That's impressive. Without doubt. Incredibly so. I'm not entirely sure what we're thinking on here, but it's okay. We'll let them parse the information at whatever pace they're comfortable with. Another March. Are you serious? Yeah, like so what took so long about that situation? I'm so confused. Like, oh, do I march or do I not march? Going first, a little slow, but we've got that nice 2, we've got that nice 3, we've got that nice 4. Just missing our 1 draw. Whatever. Hit for 2, take the draw. That's good for Keiju. Call it Keiju. Can't change my mind. Or Cajun chicken is also acceptable. That's pretty good. Nice. Rafine should have been adjusted. I'm just saying. Of course you do. We're just super dead. Let's keep our dude back to block, I guess. We need their shields down almost. They put it on the seer and then don't attack. Oh, well, they're going for it. Yeah, I don't know why Rafine has ward. It's ridiculous. Lord have mercy. Probably still holding up a Wandering Emperor. Probably that Emperor, like we discussed. Excelling the one with the shield. Haha. We're so funny. They win next game. Or next turn now, it would appear. Right, just hit us big boy in the air. Down to 8, so I mean it's closer. May as well just toss this out as well. Down to 7. We're gonna have to block that Luminarch though, or else we're dead. And if they just remove Kiki, they win. So yeah. Cool, Rafine. You've done it again. They also have the ability to find that removal through the connive before blockers are declared. And now that's the most broken part of this whole thing. Is now, oh, here's my removal instant speed for lethal. Really funny. Can't believe they don't get it. I can't believe they don't get it. I even did the laugh and everything. It's fun. There's no way we get this. What if I phase their creatures out? Let's just try it. Oh, the cycle is good. Do they get the answer? Interesting. Very interesting. How did we get this? How did we get that? We were not supposed to win that game. Like, not at all. That's really bad luck for them. I'm so sorry. Heyo, River! It's time to open our beautiful pack. It is a Kamigawa set booster. Oh my. Wow. Do you see how quick I got into that? Wow. This is almost what we want. We're very close. This is an alt art. Gold stamped Wandering Emperor art. That's actually really, really nice. Holy Toledos. That goes in the collection. And of course, our full art, alt art land, Plains. That's worth a pretty penny as well. And then we get into the garbage. Let's see if we can find anything cool here. Chances are not. Return to action. The Seismic Wave. I like that, the Seismic Wave. Essence Capture, always a fun card. We actually got slayed by that card today. That's funny. Discover the Impossible. States Era. 1000-Faced Shadow as our rare with a ninjutsu. Not the worst. Definitely not the best, though. And then we get a Shakedown holographic. And, of course, our filter. Our filter material. Oh, gosh. So, not a bad pack, but definitely not the greatest pack. 1000-Faced, full art land, and of course the Wandering Emperor, which is really cool as well. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you have a magical day. Can't wait to see you soon in the next. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. It really helps support me as a creator. Woo! But most importantly, just have yourself an absolute magical day, right? Take care.